Testing. Oh, great. Okay. Good morning. Thank you all so much for joining us on this beautiful day in Fishersville. My name is Emily Budd, and I am one of the faculty members in the OT program here at Murphy Deming. We are so excited to be here this morning as we celebrate the accomplishments of our occupational therapy students and send them off for the very exciting next steps in their educational journey. We are so honored to have family members and friends joining us for today's celebration. To our class of 2026. When you joined us on campus in the summer of 2023, you brought such a fun energy into our building. During your time as OT students, you have spent countless hours in our labs and classrooms, refining practical skills, writing literature reviews, and completing your favorite group projects. You have succeeded in a rigorous occupational therapy program, learning the philosophical underpinnings and theories that guide our profession, and practicing assessment and intervention skills in preparation for your future work with clients. You have grown in your ability to reason through challenging client cases and create solutions. You have positively impacted our local community through your service and volunteer engagement. Your class has completed 520 volunteer hours in our community, which is an amazing contribution. Thank you. Your service has enhanced our professional communities. You have supported OT recruitment events and building tours, participated in cooking groups at Wilson Workforce and Rehabilitation Center, and promoted mental health through the Out of the Darkness Walk. Members of your class have presented research at conferences and led journal clubs. You have helped promote OT online and in the community by visiting high schools to share more about our profession, so thank you. While your efforts in the program have been largely academic, some of my favorite activities with you have occurred outside of these walls. On walks through Coiner Springs Park, OT parties, Tai Chi on the patio, and cookouts at Dr. Burns's house. You have demonstrated a rhythm of work and play that will serve you well on fieldwork and OT practice. And let's not forget your propensity for applause after lectures or presentations. Prior to your class, I had never received applause after a lecture on billing and reimbursement. Thank you for that confidence boost. You have set a high bar for future cohorts. So we come together today to celebrate the accomplishments of your first 2 years in our occupational therapy program and to look ahead to the exciting opportunities ahead. You are preparing to join the profession of occupational therapy in a new way, meeting society's occupational needs and helping our clients fulfill their roles. We mark today as an important point of transition from learning here in our classrooms and labs to learning in authentic practice settings. After today, you will complete 2 12-week fieldwork experiences, as well as the unique doctoral capstone experience that you have crafted for yourself. You will continue to grow in your knowledge, your skills, and professional engagement. Today is, of course, a point of celebration and transition, not only for you students, but also for us here at Murphy Deming. We want to thank the faculty and staff who dedicate themselves to educating the next generation of occupational therapists. Your preparedness for this next step would not be possible without their expertise, time, commitment, and skill. So for the family and friends in attendance, I'd like to introduce our OT faculty members, Dr. Megan Bales, Dr. Lisa Burns, Dr. Greg Hansen, Dr. Sarah McCadden, and Dr. Liz Richardson, excuse me. And I would like to recognize our amazing program director, Dr. Allison Ellington, who cannot be with us today, but sends her best regards in absentia. We are also thankful for the tremendous support of Shannon Kalecki, who keeps everything running smoothly in our program. Thank you also to all of the MBU and Murphy Deming leadership who support our OT program. Our President Stein and Mrs. Stein, thank you for being here today. Thanks also to Murphy Deming, Vice President Todd Telmico, and Associate Dean Sue Stevens. I want to extend appreciation also to Greg Jeffries, back in the back, who supported all of our technology needs for today's event, Chuck Reed, who helped us prepare the building, and Jeff Wright, who has kept our building safe and secure and never failed to welcome us to campus with a smile and some Smarties. And of course, as you embark on this next step, you are joined in spirit by so many others: adjunct instructors, faculty in the PT and physician assistant programs, guest lecturers, and lab assistants, all who have enhanced and enriched your education and are cheering you on. And finally, I would like to recognize the dedication of a group of student representatives who worked very hard to create today's special and unique event: Becca Allison, Anna Arneson, Lauren Champ, and Dr. Sarah McCadden. Thank you. At this time, I am pleased to introduce a special guest speaker. Mr. Anthony Strife has been an important part of our program through sharing his personal experience with occupational therapy and is an advocate for adaptive sports and enhancing participation after a life-changing event. Anthony, thank you for sharing some words with us today.
Check, check. Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. I am so glad to be here. And as you can already notice, they never make short people podiums. So I am multitasking. I really want to tell you it is a pleasure to be here. Before I get into the thick of things here, you must be a really special class, because my mother told me yesterday, she says, they got you going out without a ball cap on and they got you with a shirt and tie on. It must be special. I said yes. Again, I'd like to tell you thank you. And most of you know, in my life, I've had a few setbacks. But it's how I've dealt with those setbacks in my mindset. After completing my freshman year of college in 1997, I was involved in a motor vehicle accident. We hit a tree head-on as a result of the driver falling asleep. The shoulder strap never caught, so the only thing that held me in the seat and kept me from being ejected through the windshield was the lap belt. I am here talking to you today because of that lap belt, but that lap belt almost cut me in half and caused most of my injuries. With internal bleeding, other abdominal complications, and a broken back, I was airlifted to the University of Virginia with a prediction of 2 hours before I'd die. As you can see, I've lived longer than those 2 hours. But what you don't know is that I walked away from that wreck. I finished and graduated college. You know, life goes on, and the memories of the tragic accident faded. So I'm going to leave you with the first thing. Be resilient and be strong, because life does not go as planned, and it's not always paved. You will be on gravel roads. On September 17th, 2002, tragedy would reach me once again. It was early morning, 2:30 a.m. It was nice weather, and the grill was going, and it was a night of boozing with my buddies. I had a friend that decided it was time to go home. In his attempt to reach the vehicle, I jumped out in front of him and snagged his keys. I launched those keys like I was a baseball pitcher. Oh man, hold on one second here. He was in no shape to drive. I'm sorry. Several hours later, I attempted to retrieve those keys. And you know what? It all was going as planned until the tree snapped. and I fell out 27 feet. I hit the ground horizontal as if you're laying in bed at night. I didn't know it at the time, but I had crushed my T11 vertebrae. What I do remember, though, is that I had told the paramedics as I was being airlifted to the University of Virginia for the second time that I was never going to walk again. You know, living in a wheelchair has been a journey because obviously, as you can see, I didn't come home like I did the first time. It's been a journey not just emotionally, but physically. And let me tell you, it's been one heck of a ride, literally. When I first came home, I wondered if I could ever find a fulfilling job that I could do in a chair. Actually, I wondered if I could find anything fulfilling to do because I was sitting in a chair for the remainder of my life. I was a 3-sport varsity athlete in high school. I ran track in college, so losing my legs was like taking away one of the few things that I found success in. The thought of having to use a wheelchair can come with many negative connotations. I mean, look at the words we use to describe it: bound, confined, tied to, have to use. So this is what I leave you with, number 2. Laugh at life and find the good. Because you're forced with a choice every day. And I was forced with a choice. I can mope around life and dwell on the fact that I'll never walk again. Or I could find a way just to make it work. Because one of my life lessons that I've lived by is when life serves you a lemon, learn to make lemonade and drink it. My accident has made me humble because let me tell you, life looks a whole lot different from a wheelchair. Those signs near hotel elevators that say, in case of fire, use the stairs, oh my goodness, they are less than reassuring. The handicapped bathroom stalls that are way too small for wheelchairs to turn around and shut the door and lock it, I really think they're only accessible for exhibitionists. When I'm out and about in a wheelchair, half the people ignore you. A third call you hon or honey and want to do everything for you. And the other ones just look at you with a puzzled face that says, "What do you need?" I've learned that life is a lot like life in a wheelchair is a lot like driving a car. You've got your accelerator, your brakes, and your horn. Except in my case, my horn is a loud, "Excuse me," as I zoom past everyone who's too slow. And the best part, I can always blame the chair if I accidentally bump into someone. "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad, my chair was acting up today." Because they never see that coming. I've also learned a lot about people's perceptions. "Oh, you must have such great arm strength," they say. Well, yes I do. I could compete with The Rock, maybe, if he took a long 5 to 10 year vacation on working out. The real secret is I don't skip arm day, I live on arm day. And don't get me wrong, don't start talking about ramps. Do you know how many ramps I've encountered that were so steep they made me feel like I was training for the next Olympics? They're basically ski slopes disguised as accessible pathways. I've had more near-death experiences in a parking lot than most people have had on one roller coaster. So I leave you with number 3. I come from a military family, and some of you have heard this phrase. Life is not easy. Life is full of challenges. And as I've mentioned, I have my own ramps to go up and my challenges. You're going to face your own challenges. So I say, Embrace the suck. But hey, I look at every steep hill and every steep ramp as it's going to be fun on the other side. Then there's the elevator drama. You haven't truly lived until you've stood in front of an elevator that won't open while someone on the inside is peering out the crack in the doors, pretending that they don't see you. Like it's an intense game of who's going to blink first, but with less dignity and more awkwardness. But there's one lesson that's been both tough and beautiful. I've learned how to take my time in life. In a world where everyone is in a rush to get to work, rush to the store, rush to the next best thing, I've mastered the art of slowing down. So while others are rushing past me, I'm over here just taking it all in, enjoying the world at my own pace. Take your own pace. You know what? Because if you take your own pace, that's actually a superpower nowadays. Let's not forget the misunderstanding moments. People will ask me, do you need help? Sometimes I may, but really I want to say, nope, I'm good. But you could push me to the front of the line at Starbucks right now, because that's really what I need. So I leave you with number 4. Slow down and enjoy the journey. The destination's nice, but the journey is the ride and a wonderful fulfillment. In conclusion, life in a wheelchair has taught me a lot, and I want to leave you with, embrace the unexpected. Don't always live in the comfortable. Take the time to live in the uncomfortable, because it truly shapes you as a better person. Laugh at yourself when things go sideways, because I will tell you the wheelchair has taught me to laugh, because there's a lot that goes sideways. Appreciate every little victory along the way, because, and I cannot take credit for this, and I'm going to have to put unknown author on this, but it's not just, people should be judged not by what they accomplish, but by what they overcome. So here's to the bumps, the ramps, the random helpful strangers, and the great arm workouts, because I wouldn't change a thing, and I know you wouldn't change a thing. May all your ramps be leveled. And I will leave you with a quote by Steve Jobs. The only way to do great work is to love what you're doing. You would not have chosen OT if you didn't love it. Thank you very much. Good luck. And the last thing I want to tell you is, I waited till last to tell you this. I was talking to a professor a couple weeks ago, because I go randomly, I go to do a lot of presentations. And I was talking to him about doing my first commencement speech. And we were talking, I said, do you have any helpful hints or ideas or anything like that to help me with? And he started talking to me, use your story. And I said, well, man, my story's long, I can't do that. And he goes, well, how much time do you have? I said, 15 minutes. He said, oh, they don't know you very well at all. So the other thing you've done good is, wow, you condensed me down within a time frame. So anyways, and the other thing is, maybe you just ran out of candidates. I don't know. But it's been an honor to be here. And once again, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I would now like to invite 2 members of our class of 2026 to share some remarks. Please welcome Valerie Cecil and Haley Fisher.
OT school has taught us a lot about technology.
Good morning. My name is Valerie.
My name is Haley.
Firstly, thank you so much to all of the friends and family who are here today. My peers and I have put in so much work to get to this point, and we couldn't have done it without our community of loved ones.
I know many of you have traveled hundreds, even thousands of miles, gotten on a plane, in a car, taken off time off work, and I want you to say, I'm looking around this room and I'm seeing all the love and support that has gotten us here today, and we know we don't take that for granted. Your presence means more than the words that we can express, and we deeply thank you for that.
I can only speak to how frequently I called my parents to rant or forced my partner to let me practice presentations, transfers, or kinesiology techniques on him. But if any of you have been the people being ranted to or practiced on, you have been instrumental in your loved one's OT journey. To my peers, my friends, it has been an honor to spend these past 2 years together. We've grown so much in that time, and I really enjoyed seeing each of you come into your own. I'm not going to say that we've always liked each other, since it can get pretty exhausting to spend almost all of your time with the same 15 people. But we've always worked together to get through every group presentation and practical. When we picked our cohort motto, I have to admit I was a little disappointed. I had voted for putting the fun in functional. But I think that as a group, we made the right choice when we chose the motto, "We rise by lifting others." Our cohort has really come to embody that idea that we become better by helping others. Whether cohort-wide, like our shared folder or Grace's dozens of study guides, or individual, like Morgan making Acalia accept help after Chloe was born, we've supported each other through this journey and become better for it.
I know for me, I've learned so much these past 2 years, but when I was making this, I was kind of thinking about 3 things that stuck out to me the most. First of all, always lock the wheelchair brakes. Get really comfortable with those beautiful group presentations. And last but not least, grad school is really, really hard. Probably harder than I would have ever expected it to be. But I know what would have been a lot harder is if I was here without these beautiful group of women behind me and this wonderful faculty that has led me through this. As a somewhat reclusive person, as my cohort can attest to, getting me to step out of my shell, aka leave my house, hasn't always been easy for them. But I can guarantee you, I have at least one story with each one of these each one of these women. I have an inside joke, a story to tell, and that's our story. That's who made us. That's our journey here. The laughs, the late nights, the pre-class gripe sessions that we would have, not to mention the countless trips to Greg's office. Those are the memories that crafted us, that led us here today, and I'm so fortunate to share with my friends. We've been through so much together, from celebrating birthdays and holidays, and welcoming a beautiful baby girl into this world. And for me, standing by one of my best friends on her wedding day, somebody I was lucky enough to meet right here in this cohort. Now I will say, as a girl who grew up with only one brother, now having what feels like 15 sisters has been an adjustment. But it has definitely been a welcome one. It has been an honor to get to know each and every one of them, to sit next to them, to learn to them, for them to inspire me and push me as a person. I honestly couldn't have done it without them. I loved collaborating with every single one of them, truly. Now, as I stand before you and we go to different places in the world, I will say, I promise to try to respond to your text messages. Now we will go through our presentation with our slideshow that we have created as a cohort.
Right, let's jump into some of our favorite memories together. We started our journey together in June of 2023 with a 9-week crash course in anatomy where we got to know our cadavers better than the backs of our own hands. Most of the semester is a blur to me, but I will never forget Dr. Hancock's favorite word, gubernaculum. In between living and breathing innervations and muscle attachments, we got the opportunity to learn more about each other. We gathered for ice cream and cider and even had a cookout with the PTs. In Greg's class, we had our first ever WOW weeks, which stands for Words of Wisdom, Encouragement, and Kindness, but I do not believe I can adequately encompass what it truly means to us. And we learned to celebrate the small wins that got us through our first semester of grad school.
So this was our first fall. I really think of this time as the time we really started to feel like OTs. Anatomy, like Valerie said, was kind of a blur. It was really just a lot of the body, learning those kinds of things, but this is where you really started to feel like an OT. You started doing OT things, learning about occupational therapy and what it meant to become an occupational therapist. As you can see, the group projects had started. There's multiple pictures here of the group projects. But it's really where our friendship started to form. It's really where we as a cohort started to come together, have birthday parties together. Greg got pied in the face, which was met with a thunderous applause. But it really was a time where we came together, and that's the memories that I hold of this, is just really where we started to form.
Our first spring semester started much like this one, with lots of snow. After the slow start of having classes canceled or moved online, it proved to be a very busy semester with health promotion, interprofessional seminar, motor learning, mental health, and neuroanatomy. We learned to use our strength and body mechanics to pick up entire humans, and we had lots of opportunities to flex our creativity with my favorite ever case study, J.C. Smith. One of our biggest successes as a cohort was planning and running a booth at the Stand Farmers Market. Other highlights include my induction into Pi Theta Epsilon alongside Alyssa, Lauren, Carly, Akalia, and our very own PTE president, Amanda, a cohort cookie swap, pajama day during Spirit Week, and our very first field work.
Now, summer, things started to really heat up. No joke intended, right? But we really started to come, like I said, this was kind of more getting into what we were going to do as occupational therapists. We had Greg's birthday party, which was a huge hit. He was our birthday princess. I don't know, we could really zoom in on that picture. That's what his sash says. And even some of our lovely cohort members got him a calendar to keep in his office, which was very lovely. We started to learn how to splint. We learned how to do wound care. We learned all kinds of things of like what we would actually be doing as occupational therapists. And we also got matched to our capstone. So our capstone is a 14-week experience where we go and explore. That was for Dr. Richardson. We have practiced our capstone speech so many times, but it really is a 14-week experience where we go and learn about new things outside of just field work, and it really attaches to us as people, and we're going so many different places. But this is where we, like I said, really came into our own, and that's me and Cassie at her wedding.
I will always remember last fall as the invasion of the spotted lanternflies. It got so bad that I feared for Anna's life and limb as I watched her climb up a tree barefoot to knock the lanternflies off with her shoe. As grim as the lanternflies were, we also had a lot of fun. This was the time when Akalia had her baby shower and Haley and Garrett hosted our cohort's Halloween party. This was only last semester, but it feels so long ago. We had a lot of opportunities to grow as professionals and future OT practitioners. Most of the cohort was able to attend the VOTA conference and even had the opportunity to present posters. It was President Stein's inauguration. And in our neuro wellness clinic, we were able to work with real people over an 8-week period, all the way from evaluation to discharge. I know for my group, that was such a rewarding experience to have a client say, "Hey, your advice actually worked," and to feel like we were making a difference in their lives.
Now, before we get to spring, I would like to mention we had an appearance by Pitbull at the Halloween party, who won Best Dressed. But this is our semester currently. So currently we're in pediatrics. So right now we're doing a lot of swinging, kids, lots of fun stuff. It's very enjoyable. I've enjoyed it a lot. I've actually learned a lot. I really have enjoyed it. But like we said, last spring we've had a lot of weather as well. We got kind of started a little bit late because of all the snow, but it gave us a lot of time to kind of come together, play in the snow, go on hikes, and do a lot of things. Birthdays, like I've kind of mentioned before, but this is where we are currently. Me in a bandana. I don't know how that picture ended up in here. I don't know where it came from or put it in there, but that's me with a bandana on my head, if anybody's wondering. But yeah, that's where we are currently.
And now to where we'll go. Over the next year, our paths are going to diverge in a way that they haven't since we began this program. For fieldwork and capstone, we have students going all across the state and even across the country. Oop. There's someone going to Michigan too. It's not on the map, but it's more than this. All across the country to gain experience in a diverse array of settings, from inpatient rehabilitation and acute care to home health and pediatrics. It's going to be an adventure for all of us, but we have the support of each other and Murphy Deming's wonderful faculty and staff who've helped us get to where we are today. So with that, we would like to give a thanks to the faculty. Shannon, as the OT program's administrative assistant, you field our emails all day long. You keep us on track with our fieldwork requirements, and you even made sure that we would be taken care of when you were taking care of your own growing family. I will always appreciate you and the work you put in to keep the program running smoothly behind the scenes. Thank you, Shannon.
Dr. Burns, you're honestly such a beacon of positivity here. It's your kindness and uplifting spirit. All your classes have been so welcoming. You've always approached us with such an open concept and such an open way of us expressing ourselves. You've always been a listening ear. You've led me through my capstone, which I've deeply, deeply appreciated. And honestly, your caring environment has always been a welcoming space for me, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Dr. Budd, I know you've really had to put up with me a lot as my capstone mentor and the faculty advisor of SOTA, but you've been an inspiration to me with the way that you approach everything with excitement. You've taken on a lot of new work in the past year as you became the faculty advisor for our student organization and transitioned out of your role as director of clinical education. But you always approach new challenges with open arms, ready to embrace what's coming next. And I've especially loved your Tai Chi lessons. Thank you, Dr. Budd.
Dr. McCadden, I want to say your passion for neuro has really inspired me, and I'm a neuro girl too now. But genuinely, you've taught us so much about neuro-wellness. Through neuro-wellness, you taught us so much. We actually got to go and put hands on people and really feel like we're helping others. Your guidance through that was impeccable and amazing, and I'm so deeply appreciative of that. I feel like it made me a better future practitioner through that, and through your guidance, I couldn't have done it without. I truly, truly appreciate all the times you've had an open door policy of me coming in and asking questions and harassing you and emailing you constantly. But I've always appreciated that, not just for school, but also for personal, just always being a listening ear. And I thank you for that.
Dr. Richardson, as our capstone coordinator, you've been working so hard to prepare us for where we'll be in about a year. I imagine sometimes it's felt like herding cats, but we've appreciated your guidance on this winding path toward our doctoral capstones. I admire your passion for sustainability and complementary health approaches and how it shines through in your work with us. And thank you so much for feeding us, both the taco bar and the breakfast spread earlier this week. Thank you, Dr. Richardson.
Dr. Bales, our newest professor and our newest fieldwork coordinator. You genuinely have led us through so much. I know it couldn't have been easy coming in and taking over half of a cohort that's already been through fieldwork and now leading us to go onto our level 2s. But we all have placements, we're all going there, and it's all because of your guidance. And we couldn't have done it without you. We deeply appreciate you and all the work that you've done for us.
Our program director, Dr. Ellington, was not able to join us today, but it wouldn't be complete without a thank you to her. So I would like to commend Dr. Ellington on her passion for advocacy and making sure that the OT profession is something to be proud of. I thank Dr. Ellington for engaging in challenging conversations with us as a cohort. We're a group that likes to push boundaries, and I can't imagine that's been the easiest to deal with. But she's always been open to conversation and approaches it with grace. So thank you to Dr. Ellington.
Oh, Greg. When I got assigned to do your thank you, I was trying to think of something funny to say. But honestly, I just could think of appreciation. Like how appreciative I am of you being here for us. I will have to say, you've led us through so much. You were some of the first OT faculty that we got to see when we came here in the summer through teaching and learning. And I have to say, not just for OT students, but for all the students in the building, you're such a welcoming and open door. I know you constantly have students in the hallway waiting to come talk to you just because of your openness to us and your guidance and us writing on your whiteboard constantly that you never clean off. I swear there's probably things from 2 faculties ago or 2 cohorts ago that they're still written up there. But we deeply appreciate you, and I just love your presence here, so thank you.
And finally, a thank you to all of those before who have helped us. There have been so many other people who've helped us along the way. Thank you to Anthony, to President Stein, to Dr. Stevens. And thank you so much to Dr. Stevenson, who retired last year but continues to share her wisdom as the professor in our pediatric course this semester. She couldn't retire enough to stop classes, but she did retire enough that she's not here today.
Right, she's gone.
Thank you to our non-occupational therapy educators like Dr. Hancock and Dr. Wilford. And we've had Mary Baldwin alumni join us along the way as well, like Lauren Berman and Anna Williford. And there's been so many others along the way, like Patty Drescher, Paige Moore, and Dr. Hannah Harris. It's taken a village to get us here, but I know that as individuals, each and every one of my peers will be successful in their work in the next year. You are all strong, intelligent women, and you have the assets to flourish in your fieldwork and capstone. I'm going to miss you all so much, but I look forward to coming together once again in about a year and seeing how much you've all grown. I'm proud of who you are today and who you will become.
As we leave here in April, I know I'm not just leaving here with classmates, but I'm leaving here with future colleagues that I will be proud to practice alongside. Each of them continue to inspire me, and I know will do that in the future as well. They will accomplish things I don't even think we can imagine yet, and I can't wait to see what that is. One thing is for sure to me, the future is bright in OT because we are in it.
Thank you.
Do you just want from there? From card slide? Tech professionals.
Notice I handed that off to a student. Thank you so much to each of our speakers. As we have said, today marks an important transition in your educational and professional lives. And as part of our OT tradition at Murphy-Deming, we mark the occasion of today's oath ceremony with the presentation of a meaningful memento. Each of you has selected an item of clothing with our program logo that will go along with you on your journey. And we hope that every time that you wear this item and see the MBU logo, you'll remember that you have classmates and all of us here on campus rooting for you. To those in the audience, as each student is recognized, please see their journey for the year ahead, the sites where they will be completing their fieldworks, and the topic and partners involved with their capstone experience. At this time, we are pleased to recognize each of you, and I would like to welcome Jeff Wright to the podium for the reading of student names.
I first want to say how honored I am been invited to be part of this special day for y'all and to show you my appreciation. A bag of Smarties for y'all to share. You have to tell your family and friends about the story with the Smarties. But also, as a father of a daughter that's an occupational therapist, you're about to embark on a very challenging but fulfilling next step in your career. Congratulations. Dr. Bud advisees, please stand. Valerie Cecil. Amanda Cavaya. Tegan McKay. Dr. Burns advises, please stand. Alyssa Antoli. Haley Fisher. Grace McKiernan. Dr. Hanson advises, please stand. Hannah Arneson. Cassie Tinder. Dr. McCannon's advisees, please stand. Sarah Hushin. Mary Pat McCombs. Morgan Overridis. Dr. Richardson advisees, please stand. Rebecca Allison. Lauren Champ. Carly Coker. Akalia Jensen. Brianna Miller. Congratulations, ladies. And now to lead the students in the oath of occupational therapy, Dr. Lisa Burns.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to lead our students in the occupational therapy oath, the culmination and the highlight of our gathering today. Oath is a rather strange word. It's not one that we use every day, and it's a special word. It's one that signifies commitment, promise, and dedication. It's a serious word, solemn and formal. An oath is often made publicly, and it declares our intention to follow through on our words. This occupational therapy oath is a profession-wide commitment to upholding ethical standards and core values. I myself declared this oath, the same oath, quite a long time ago, and it's currently being declared by future or new occupational therapy practitioners far and wide. Our students are reciting this oath now as they move into the direct practice portion of their OT education. And as we listen to them recite these words, we are hearing their verbal dedication to the people they serve, to the values that guide their work, and to the pursuit of excellence in service to others. So they'll be saying these words with pride and determination, but also with humility and respect. So students, if you will please rise. The oath of occupational therapy. I hereby pledge. To hold my knowledge and trust for the good of those people whom I serve. Therefore I will. Endeavor to keep both the profession and the occupational needs of the clients and communities I serve. Foremost in my thoughts and actions. Deliver occupational therapy services that demonstrate excellence at all levels of care. While valuing and honoring diversity and respecting others as equals. Advocate for needed services and the rights of clients regardless of the constraints I may face. Strive to always act in a manner that is consistent with the philosophical base and the values of the profession. By upholding the Occupational Therapy Code of Ethics. Abide with those in need, even in the face of personal risk. Uphold the dignity of all human beings regardless of their condition. Model and foster leadership. and facilitate spiritual, personal, and professional growth for myself, my profession, and in others. In keeping with the high ethical and moral standards of Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences. I will seek to be receptive to what those around me have to teach me. Be committed to scholarship and the lifelong pursuit of truth. And be dedicated to building a human community of justice, respect, and mutual concern. Well done.
What an important and meaningful oath you each just recited. Those words embody the privilege and responsibility of a calling to the profession of occupational therapy. Taken as a whole, we hope these words will help keep you rooted in our profession's beliefs and foundations and inspire you to pursue your goals and make a difference as leaders in your community and our profession. So we would all like to congratulate you, our class of 2026, one more time. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this special occasion with us. Students, we wish you all the best and look forward to your successes in the upcoming year and beyond. So at this time, we would like to invite you to join us for refreshments in room 156 at the top of the stairs and to the left, and student volunteers from our class of 2027 are available to direct you. I will ask the class of 2026 to gather briefly here in the atrium for a group photo. Thank you and enjoy your afternoon.